to Melbourne, where qualifying for the Australian Grand Prix should be getting underway shortly. We'll soon learn the true performance of these cars out on track. What can we expect to see in the following session?
Well, I think we're all expecting the Mercedes power unit to be particularly strong this year, so I wouldn't be surprised to see them at the front. But I wouldn't discount Red Bull or Ferrari just yet. We know they have the talent and the resources to react to any problem, so although they may be playing catch-up, I would expect them to bring some major upgrades pretty early, maybe before we even get back to Europe.
How's it going, guys? It is Ryan and welcome to the very first episode of our F1 2015 career mode, playing as ourselves for the first round of the championship. We are at the glorious Albert Park, Australia for the first round of the championship, and it is a pleasure to be back in the Red Bull team. It has been a long time coming. It was the closest we ever got to a championship, and we're going to see if we can win the Drivers' Championship and the Constructors' Championship as well. It's a hell of a task, but I'm going to give it the full beans this series on there. So we're going to try and get this around the highlighted part, and then the big races will be streamed on Twitch. So if you want to watch those races, you need to follow me on Twitter, which is in the description below, and also my Twitch channel, where you can watch the races fully streamed live as well. But we're going to go straight to qualifying now, as we're coming out late in the session. It's going to be our one lap of the session, as I'm going to try and save some tyres for the race on there, and we'll see how we go really. So Kimi Räikkönen is currently the quickest man in qualifying, but we're going to be taking it very easy into turn 1 here and get a nice exit out of 2 as we come down towards turn 3. This track has not been a fan of mine in the past on F1 games. Just get a bit of tyre lock there, nothing too major on there, but as I said, the first few rounds for me will be hard because I'm not the biggest fan of this track. Australia, Malaysia is another one I hate, and China as well. But once we get to Spain, Bahrain and Spain, I should be quite quick. But already in the first sector, we're only 6/100ths off Räikkönen in the first sector, so I was quite shocked really to see that. But the Red Bull has got a very good package this season on there. Just get a bit of snap of oversteer, pushing us a bit wide of exit onto the back straight we go on there. So I'm going to be starting in the middle, the last sector, and we're half a second down on Räikkönen, so we lost a bit of time there. Going a bit wide in the chicane there, which will definitely pull us down a bit, which is not what we wanted in any way, of course. So on there, but I may have to go out again, but we'll have to wait and see as we come into the last couple of sectors now. This is where the Red Bull slowly gains some time back on the Ferraris here. It's mainly downforce, so it may help us a bit. Just get a bit of oversteer, but nothing too serious there as we come out the last corner. Deploy the DRS straight away, and it's a drag race down the line, and our time's going to be a 1:27.8, which puts us provisionally in P2, which is very good for us, I've got to say. But unfortunately, we're going to go back out as we just missed out on time. Didn't have enough time left to get out back on the track, but you can see we're very happy with that qualifying there. The Red Bull guys very happy on there, very chuffed there as we get the thumbs up there on there, and we qualify in P5, so it's not bad there. So it's technically P4, as Vettel got a 5 grid penalty for some bizarre reason, but we're 6 tenths off pole, so it's very good on there for us. So we out qualify Ricciardo as well by nearly a second and a half, so that's very impressive for us there. But it's now time, guys, to saddle up. It's time for the first race of the championship, the Australian Grand Prix. Let's go. As we're onto the grid, getting very excited this is. I'm really pumped for this. It's a 3-stop strategy for the race as well, so it's going to be 2 option and a prime stint for our pit stops, so it will be interesting to see how we play out with the prime tyre. But the lights are on now. The first race of our new career mode on 2015. The lights are out and away we go, and it's an okay start from us there. Maybe short shifted a bit too early there. We lose the position straight away to Valtteri Bottas there, and maybe our teammate as well, but we've got the inside into turn 1, and it's been a clean start from everyone. But unfortunately we lose out to Bottas, so not what we wanted on there. But we're still with the top 4 as we nearly go into the back of Bottas there. We had to lock up the front right, which I didn't really want to do there on there. But it's currently Räikkönen leads from Rosberg, Hamilton, Bottas, then ourselves, with Ricciardo, our teammate, in 6th place. So not a bad start from the Red Bull guys. We're in the points, double points finishes on the cards here. Bottas has a massive moment there, but he gets away with it there. Just loses a bit of ground to Hamilton behind in that Mercedes on there, but everyone else has had a decent start off the line, which is good. No incidents as of yet, but we'll have to wait and see as we continue on with this race. And we're just starting to put away a bit from Ricciardo, so that's a lovely sigh of relief for us as a teammate perspective. We want to beat our teammate in the first round. Just makes a statement for the season there. If we just go a bit wide there, getting a bit of a warning from the stewards for exceeding track limits, which is a good thing they've implemented by Codemasters as of late, because you could get away with a lot of stuff really, especially around here. So we're onto the back of Bottas, completely right on his back diffuser there, which is good. But Raikkonen still holding off Rosberg and Hamilton, which is quite a surprise really. And it was a surprise to see the Mercedes not locking out the front row, so that was interesting. But we have a massive oversteer there out of the last corner. But we're just going to get a bit of draft from Bottas, so we should be able to hold off our teammate going into turn 1. So it's about 6 tenths of a second the gap to Bottas, and 6 tenths behind to Daniel Ricciardo. So not a bad start from us there, as we're going to be hunting him down now into turn 3. Going to be just going into lean, maybe save a bit of fuel on this stint while we're behind him. Plus dirty air's not going to help us as well with the tyres, so we want to try and see where we come out when the pit stop phase begins, which is around about lap 5, lap 6. So we'll see how it pans out here really. We're just getting a bit on Ricciardo there, but we're going to be going on to lap number 3 now. As you can see, Rosberg's making a move down the inside on Raikkonen for the lead of the race. Hamilton's maybe having a sniff as well, but it's going to be very close there as Raikkonen pulls off a great move on the inside of the last corner. But we're going to get the DRS now on all four of the cars ahead of them. Bottas looks like he's going to make a move on Hamilton to turn 1, and also Raikkonen, we've got 3 wide going into. Oh, he's cut the corner as well, but Hamilton's checked up, Bottas has checked up. We're up to 3rd place already, so it's been fantastic there. Rosberg's took the lead of the race as well. We're going to go down the inside of Raikkonen into turn 3, and we just get it done there. So we've made up 3 positions in the space of 2 corners, and that's been a fantastic battle there. The four AI there, I don't know what was going on there, but that was fantastic to see them scrapping. They were 3 wide going into turn 1. Bottas was the big loser out of that really on there at that point, but he's up to 3rd place now. He's on to lap 5. He got past Hamilton and Raikkonen, but he's going to go past us now. He's had a bad exit out of that corner onto the back straight here, and also Hamilton makes a dive bomb into that corner. Didn't really see him there, and he got to 3rd, but we gained that place back on him. But he's got a good run on us here. Oh no, he's hit the back of us there, and we spin round. Luckily avoid any contact with Massa and Raikkonen there. But Hamilton there, very naughty there from us, clipping the back of us there. And we take a spin, and we drop to 8th place. So that was not what I wanted. It was a good start, and then that happened, which was really unfortunate from us from that perspective. So I was a bit annoyed with that. But we've got some people in the pit lane as well. It is the pit stop window, so we're going to be pitting this time. After that spin, the fronts we've really got really badly affected there with lockups there, flat spots. As we're going to be going into the pits, we're going to be going onto the option tyres once again. As we've got Grosjean and Perez and Maldonado in the pits, so Renault basically screwed Maldonado there as Raikkonen sets a 28.3, who pitted on lap 5, I must say. So he's trying to do with the undercut there. So interesting tactic there by Ferrari there. But we're going to come on the pits just ahead of Max Verstappen, who obviously, if you guys don't know, in real life he's at Red Bull now and not in Toro Rosso in the game. So he's trying to go around the outside there, but he's just no room whatsoever. But we're going to be going on to lap 10 now, and we've got ahead of Marcus Ericsson in the pit stop phases. We can just see our teammate just ahead there, and Felipe Massa. So we did pretty well, considering we had the spin. We've gained some time on the 2 in front, so quite really happy to see that. That the Red Bull has got very good race pace around here, which is good to see there. But the stewards will be looking into that incident there with us and Hamilton, so we'll have to wait and see what the stewards come out with that at the end of the race. So we'll have to see on there, as there's a train for the lead, I believe that is. I can't tell who it is on lap 10, but we're going to go on to lap 13 now, as Hulkenberg is now up to 8th place. As there's a few people in the pit lane, but nothing really happened, so we're going to be boxing this time for our 2nd stint on the option tyres. As can the Red Bull guys give us a good pit stop there as Bottas comes out of his box. On there, it looks like a bit of a slow pit stop there, a 2.4 stop actually, so that's not bad from the guys at Red Bull. As the question is, who are we going to get ahead of here? Looks like Hulkenberg's just going to get out ahead of us here, it seems, as he crosses the line, and Alonso gets past as well, but he hasn't made his 2nd pit stop. And also Jenson Button and Felipe Nasser, who are side by side going into turn 1 there. Button just gets out ahead of him as NASA has a massive slide moment there out of turn 1. So we got out turn 2, sorry. So he had a very good battle going on between the AI here, which is one good thing that Codemasters have actually done right, apart from them being a bit too aggressive. So we'll have to wait and see how this pans out, as we've got NASA and Jensen Button there. We're right on the back of him now. But can we get a good run on NASA going into this corner? We're going to be braking very late, but he closed the door on us there, which will hinder us here if we're going to see how we do. But most importantly, I've just noticed Kimi Raikkonen's behind us, so we must have jumped him in the pit stop phases, so that's fantastic to jump past one of the main contenders who was up there really fighting for a win at the start of this race. So I don't know what's happened to Raikkonen. Maybe the early pit stop there has cost him here, but we're going to go and try and go around the outside of NASA, but there's no room, so we have to check up there. But this is not going to help us one bit, because Raikkonen's 1.8 seconds, but we've got a good exit out of the chicane, and we're going to take the inside of NASA and also the inside of Button going into the final sector. So we're up to P9, so it's a great couple of overtakes done there, which will help us in terms of battling off Raikkonen, who is now behind both NASA and Button. But unfortunately they pitted on that lap, which was a bit unfortunate for us. So Raikkonen's going to be right on the back of us now, as he will get the DRS as we're going on to lap 17 of the race. As we're 2.5 seconds behind Massa, just ahead of us there. So it's nothing really too concerning really to think about during this race, that we're going to be catching up to the Williams and also our teammates just up the road as well. So we could still get a top 5 out of this. So we'll have to wait and see how this pans out. But Raikkonen is catching us quickly on this. So the Ferrari, obviously his tyres will be up to temperature as better as us, as he has pitted a lap earlier than us. So we'll have to see how that goes, as we're just going to be going into the middle sector now, as he's only 0.4 of a second behind, but we're gaining a bit on Massa as well. 2 tenths gained there on us, so that's pretty good to see from our perspective. But we're going to be going to the next lap, and Vettel actually crashed out here, so we're down to up to P6 as Vettel retired. So we've got Raikkonen right on the back of us now. This is going to be interesting going to the chicane, but he backs out of it on there. But we go very wide out of that corner, but Raikkonen's got a fantastic run on us here. He's going to try and go around the outside of us into this corner. We give him a bit of room there, but he clips us from behind. We lose our front wing, unfortunately, and we go off there, and there's been a bit of a steward's one, but we're going to show you the replay of that incident there with Raikkonen, and that is not what I wanted really, because then we had a spin crash with Hamilton early in the race. So we're going to be holding the inside here into this corner, so I'm just going to try and slow it down for you. Raikkonen goes wide, goes on the grass, loses it completely on the back end, and literally just taps the left rear of our car there, which spins both of us into the wall. He doesn't get much damage out of it though, which is a bit unfortunate there. So we're going to come back on the track now, which is really unfortunate for both of us, but in a way it's alright, because the pit lane's just here, so we're going to lose a bit of time there. There's some people in the pit lane as well, so it is apparently the pit stop window, so we're going to both have the pit now. We're both going to be going onto the prime tyres to complete the stint there. I believe Raikkonen is going onto the option tyres actually. I can just see a bit of the Ferrari mechanics there with option tyres ahead of us. So he's going to be going onto a 4-stop strategy, which is quite interesting. We're going to get a new front wing as well from Red Bull. Bit of time there. We're going to lose a lot of time here. 8.9 seconds. And we got held in the pits by, I believe that's a Force India of Sergio Perez there. And Raikkonen just pops out there. He is on the option tyres as well. Well, we're going to try and hold out the last 11 laps on these prime tyres. It's going to be a hell of a task, but we'll give it our best shot as Max Verstappen gets out ahead of us there. So we're down in 12th place, but obviously a few people have got to make their pit stop, so we'll see how it pans out from us there. But we have to wait and see what the stewards have to say about that incident with Raikkonen, if we did give him a bit of room there. But the game can be a bit audacious and a bit harsh in terms of penalties with contact with drivers, so we have to wait and see how that pans out on there. But Max Verstappen there just ahead of him there in 11th, as a few people coming into the pit lane, as it is the pit stop window for the last pit stop for people going onto the primes. But Raikkonen's struggling a bit on his options there. As you can see, he's right in the back of us. He's going to try and get the DRS, which he has done, as he's going to get ever closer as he's going down the inside into turn 1. He's up to 9th place, but we're going to try and hook it round the outside, and we do so beautifully round the outside at turn 1 and 2, and we're back up to 9th place. But Raikkonen will get the DRS once again on us, but we're just going to hold him off and maintain 9th place, so that's very good from us there. We've got McLaren ahead of there holding up Max Verstappen, which could be a good thing for us on there. But we're going to go on to lap 22 as Alonso pitted as well, as we've got Verstappen and Button going side by side into turn 1, with Verstappen getting past and up into 6th place. So we could get a good finish out of this, guys. So it would be amazing if we could put it off the back here. As we're going to go down the inside of Jenson Button. Oh, we lock up there, missing the back of Verstappen there, but we lose the position to Jenson Button, which will give us a flat spot, which we didn't want to have really. So the grip on our the tyre wear will be interesting. So we're going to go get a beautiful run out of that corner. We're going to be going around the outside of Jenson Button into this next corner, and we just maybe hit the back of him there. We put our hands in disgust there because he just broke so early. But we've got a stewards inquiry for Button, so we'll have to wait and see what happens there at the end of the race there. The game can give you, there's been a bit of a glitch where if you get a warning and then at the end you look at the race report, apparently you get a 3-second penalty for incidents. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out on there. But Raikkonen there, as you can see, is going to be going into the pits there, so he is on the option tyres, so he'll be going now onto the primes, as he has to do both the option and the primes in the race. So that was a bit of a sigh of relief for us in the perspective that we don't have to worry about him. But we're up to P5 actually, so we've done fantastic to somehow put off a top 5, considering we've been in 3 incidents throughout this race. So we'll have to see if that has any indication when we get to the end of the race, and see if we get any penalties from that. From the instance there, so we have to wait and see. The game can pull glitches, as I've said, so we have to see how that pans out there. But we're on to the last lap now of the race. Sainz is up into 6th place, which is quite a surprise to see, with Massa in 4th, as we're going to be starting the middle sector now, and we're going to be coming now on there as Nico Rosberg crosses the line already to win the Australian Grand Prix. So Mercedes off the bat already, showing their dominance from 2014, and see how we do. But we're going to pull off a good 5th place for us in the Drivers' Championship, just to get some points on the board. Is a fantastic achievement from us, as I said, from the incidents we had at the start of the race, and our tyres as well, that have lasted this long. I'm very surprised to see that, as we get a bit of a warning for track limits again for the 2nd time this race. So we've done pretty well to not get any corner cut warning, so I'm quite happy with that. So we're coming into the last sector now, as Hulkenberg passes Carlos Sainz. I've just spotted there on the standings there, so he's got away with that, as they're still battling, as you can see on the map. But we're going to be coming into the last corner now, and we're going to put off a quite respectable 5th place to start our career mode off in the Red Bull, as we're going to come across the line. It's a great achievement from us there, and we do cross the line in P5. A great performance, 10 points on the board for us, and we can take that going into the next round in Kuala Lumpur there, as we're just going to get out of a car. So I'll be very happy with that performance from us on there. As you can just see, we're looking a bit okay, but in our minds we're fine. But that is the end of the first episode, guys, of our career mode. And we did get a penalty, actually, 2 3-second penalties, which didn't really affect us where we were, so we still finished in 5th. But the next round is at Kuala Lumpur. If we get 100 likes, guys, I will immediately upload the next episode of our career mode. But make sure, guys, to follow the channel by subscribing and liking the video for more F1 content. We've got the F1 1997 career mode alongside this if you want to check that out as well. But until the next episode, guys, have a fantastic evening, morning and afternoon wherever you are, and I shall see you guys for episode 2 of our career mode. Until then, have a good day, guys, and see ya.